Hello, welcome to Millicent Unplugged. For those of you that are jumping on to the webinar, I'm glad that you can join us this evening and feel free to say hello in the chat. Tonight we're focusing on art and the family, generations of talent. And we have our guests, Wayne Nez Beyale and Leslie Castillo, father and daughter, artists, Navajo Yei artists. So through conversation, observation, and lived experiences with elders, culture is imparted through the arts and legacies of generations. We welcome our guests, and they will share the vitality of Navajo traditions taught and learned through ever-changing landscapes, rooted in time-honored values of family, language, and the arts. And Leslie's children may be joining us to talk about how they are continuing those legacies. I'd like to pause a moment and just offer a land acknowledgement. At the Millicent Rogers Museum, we are located on ancestral lands of Tiwa-speaking people, known today as the Red Willow people of Taos Pueblo. We strive to deepen our relationship with the Red Willow people through collaboration while acknowledging and honoring the complex history of the Red Willow people, past, present, and future. We express gratitude to this land and to the Taos Pueblo elders and ancestors who have stewarded this land since time immemorial. So I'm going to let our guests introduce themselves. Leslie, would you like to talk a little bit about your background and tell us about your arts practices?
Sure. So I'm Leslie Castillo. It's my dad, Wayne. My background is beadwork. So I do a lot of traditional beadwork, traditional and then new style beadwork. I learned it by traveling all the different art circuits with my dad. He's done Indian markets for many, many years. So I got to learn and meet a lot of different artists that helped me along the way. Right now, I am part of the Colorado Indian Education Board. So I am definitely part of that and help with that. And then all my children are artists as well in different ways, one shape or another.
Thank you. Wayne, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, my name is Wayne Beyale. I grew up in Pueblo Pintado, east of Chaco Canyon, where the canyon starts. I am currently getting ready for a show this weekend, actually, Saturday. I do acrylics, mainly contemporary art and old media, multimedia, if you will. And we're ready to go for you. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for being with us. And I know that Wayne, your style, of course, you have a lot of different methods that you use in your artworks, but one of the most intriguing is the use of lines. And so we certainly want to have you talk about some of that. I have a background photo I'm going to put up that shares the clown. And so give me just a minute here. Just one second. And Sarah, if you want to shift into our conversation, that would be wonderful.
Okay. I do. When we talk about generations, we talk about history and legacy. And that brings up the word timeline. And then when we move from timeline to line, that is the most extraordinary thing that I have ever seen that Mr. Wayne does. I have watched him freehand draw a line that was so straight that a plumb bob could not have been more precise. Gravity has nothing to do with Wayne. He has it in his hand. And if you think of it, in addition, beadwork ends up being in a line. And so it's not much of a jump from Mr. Wayne to Ms. Leslie. And as in, oh, good grief, what a heritage to have had. And so, Wayne, you explain your traditional lines from the Diné heritage so well. And may I ask you to begin to tell us more about that in your words?
Basically, most of the contemporary work I do is motion with lines and colors in traditional ceremonials from my dad's side and his dad. So most of the stuff I do contemporarily is just things in motion, right? Everything is not steady, it's always moving. So that's what I try to capture. Okay.
Sorry.
So, okay, figures, still lives, with color and lines. So motion is basically what I'm doing. Okay.
This is an
Does that
unusual
make sense?
combination.
Yes.
Most of us who were not cognoscenti or intimately involved in Native American arts, we would say there is a great similarity to sand painting. Do I understand that your father was a medicine man?
Yes, he was. And his father and my grandfathers all did sand paintings. They were medicine people. They did, faith healing, spiritual things for other people. So anyway, that's where I picked up most of the Yei Bache figures and put it, like this here. It's a ceremonial Yei Bache dance, which is held in the winter only. It's for sight and audio, for 7 days in the winter time that they hold the ceremony. Okay. Motion is what I'm doing with keeping things in motion, basically. Okay.
That's what's so unusual.
Can you talk about the significance of the clown?
He's called the water. He goes around at the end. He's at the tail end of the figures, right? Of the dance, and he goes around throughout the ceremonial and making, not fun, but making being a clown. Okay. Getting connected with the people that are there participating. Okay. So he's the entertainment of the major group in front of him. Okay. The loose guy.
Yeah.
Okay. If you will, he does all the stuff that that's the dancers in front of him. He comes alive with other people. He makes it go around forward. Okay. So, anyways, ask me questions about it. That way I can come back at you. All right.
Leslie, when you started watching Papa as he did this, and then what was it that drew you so strongly to travel with Wayne to when he went to shows and was offering his work to the public?
Well, when I was little, he would draw everything, and he would draw me and my brothers, and it was just interesting to watch him put something together, and just like coming from a blank canvas to this masterpiece. And then as I got older and I got to go to the Indian markets with him, I saw him communicate with other people and how he communicated with others and how well he spoke, and how to sell. pieces and how to explain each and every one, how to break it down. It got me interested, and so I traveled with him for quite a bit, and participated in many different aspects of the Indian markets, anywhere from helping him sell to learning how to bead. I did some modeling for a lot of the artists there as well when they did the at the Indian market, and met some great people.
And you told me some time ago that your beadwork is rather unusual because you had at these various markets the opportunity to see and study at the knee of many famous bead artists of a variety of tribes. What were your favorite? Where did you draw?
Well, I didn't draw. I can't draw.
No, I draw from the ideas. I mean,
but I learned different techniques from them. I think my favorite one is the peyote stitch. It just so intricate and lays very finely together. Watching them and learning this thing, I can try that, I can do that. And then when I did it, it just became a habit. And it's just nice to be able to create something for somebody else. And knowing that I learned and picked it up from somebody, I can teach it to my kids.
One of the more unusual things to me as the outsider is your medallions. And I don't know what medallions are used for exactly. I put up behind me some of your work. Tell us about the symbolism and what does it mean when an individual, as part of their regalia, wears the medallion?
Mostly men wear them. They're mostly for men. A lot of women wear them now. It's from my understanding is that they're shields or protection, different meanings for everybody. These ones, mostly the bear, as you can see, the first three are bears. The other one down below is just something I created for a friend. But we've got the traditional colors, the black, the white, the gold, the white, the red. Symbolizes different, that's mostly of the tribal colors for most of the nations out there. Very strict.
Tell us about the meaning of the red, yellow, white, and black. That's a very important thing, I think.
Oh, I wish I
we have 4 sacred mountains in our tribe. The east is white. South is
blue.
The west is
yellow.
No, we got it all wrong.
Yeah, we got it wrong. Yeah. But they're 4 directions: north, south, east, west is what the colors wise.
Right.
Most of the tribes have their own colors. Like ours is turquoise, yellow, white.
White, right.
Right. And then, but the traditional colors is the red, the black, the white, and the yellow. Most people call those fire colors.
For our sacred mountains, right? That's where they come from. Okay.
And then the other picture on this back plate of yours is some of these absolutely wonderful long loop earrings. I think those were, gosh, close to 5 inches long. And, and I mean, that, talk about bling. Absolutely wonderful. And of course, you with your dark hair, when you wear them, you are absolutely exotic in the appearance. And you also told me some time ago that you just, there was a spiritual release when you made a piece and someone comes and it's the piece speaks to them. And then it's something that comes from you to them through this piece. And of course, we all artists think that that's what we want. Tell us more about that.
I think I learned it from my dad, because he can see something, or you can see somebody come up and they go directly to a piece, and you know that piece is speaking to them. So when you see that and you just let them know, you know, about the piece and what it took to create that piece and what materials you used, and have them try it on and just see their glow and the light in their face. It makes me happy that I can give something that means something special to them.
Absolutely. And this brings up a thought that I had. Wayne, you talked most eloquently about your papa, and when, as a medicine man, he would make the great sand paintings, and that now and again, when he was less able, that you young people were called upon to assist. And I just thought this was such an extraordinary thing. And I that I mean, the generational thought of being able in such an important spiritual thing to be of assistance. My gosh, what an honor for a young person.
He gathered us one time. He had cataracts, right? He had he was doing a sing for a patient, and he asked us to do a yei bache. You know, on sand. It's like 10 feet in diameter, and he told us to do everything, you know, with him just sitting there and telling us what to do. It was amazing. You know, it's just the colors that he wanted, the way he wanted it, with the images. It was just, you know, we stand back at it and see what we did without, you know, without him seeing it. It was amazing that
How old were you?
that we did. Just, I would say 18 years old. I was up here in Denver at the time. I had to go home and do that and help him out with my brothers. It was amazing. In one afternoon, you know, so it was like 4 hours to do all of this before the patient came in. It was amazing. You know, it gave me something, you know, like the stuff I do now in motion with the colors. So, you know, if I could do that, I can do other things with it. And that was where I got most of the ideas from him during that time, you know, in 4 hours. So it was amazing. You know, it was good to see that we could do that. Him just telling us what to do without him seeing it was amazing. So it was great experience.
Wayne, I wonder if you can share about the meaning of the sings and the ceremony for people who are watching that don't perhaps understand, and the Yebache and how that fits in with the creation story.
It's a ceremonial held during the winter times. Okay, it's 5 to 7 days of ceremony, and the last 2 nights is when they dress up with the clay, white clay. That's what you see in my images. Is what I do. You know, at the end of the ceremony, it's for sight and hearing, audio, for patients who are, you know, it's just not one patient that this is done for. It's like a community. Whoever wants to join in, they are the patients, and this is what the ceremony is about, you know. So it's a 7-day thing. So okay.
So it's like a community healing.
Right, and it's very rare that people like that come together, you know. It's not an everyday thing. It's every winter, every other winter. How it depends on how many people get together for this certain ceremony. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's what this white clay around the white blue mask, the evergreen around their necks, feathers, moccasins, the foxtail, wolf tail. That's what they are wearing.
Mhm.
Blue, white, red for the moccasins. All the colors is there. The last 2 nights of the ceremony. So that's when they get together and really.
These are private community ceremonies. The public is not invited to these, are
Oh
they?
yes, they are. The
They are.
public is always there. Yeah, it's for them to see what is happening.
Mhm.
The healing ceremony. They which is seen by the public. So community, public. Okay.
And are there different colors each of the 7 nights on the faces, or is it?
Basically, they're all the same. It's white clay all over the evergreen around their necks, moccasins, concho belts. All that. That's a rattle, and the bow and arrows. You know, that's what it is. And the clown running around with the water. So he's a water carrier. So, anyways, to make things happen. Okay.
Mhm.
It's been my impression that during the sings, your tradition is to offer healing and spiritual guidance to all people, not just of the immediate families or the immediate
Right.
Diné
Mhm.
tribe.
That's true. Yeah.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah. It's just not for just one certain family. It's spread out, all over whoever needs that healing.
They come.
What should I say? Healing purposes, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's what that is. Whoever needs it
Shows up.
or shows up, So anyways, that's what that is. It's a healing process.
I would think there's a fair amount of honoring of community and ancestors and traditions that goes along with such a sing. And that brings me to thinking, Leslie, the honor that was given to you to bead the cap of graduation. Now, this was for your nephew?
Ah,
Yes, it was for my nephew in Oklahoma. He was graduating high school, and this was the first year that the high school that he graduated from allowed the Native Americans to actually wear the regalia. So he had asked me to bead his graduation cap. So I was very honored to do so, and we were able to add the eagle feathers to it.
Are the feathers given to him as honor for his completion of the study?
So one of the feathers was given to him by his grandfather, by his mom's father, and the other one, I believe, was given to him for graduation.
Uh-huh. And tell us more about the beading that you obviously that's hundreds and hundreds of beads to put that amount of decoration onto a mortar board. What's the symbolism, and how long did it take you? I'm dying to know that one.
Yeah, so this one took me about a month to do. And again, you've got the 4 corners, 4 directions, that symbolizes the 4 mountains, 4 directional mountains that we have, the 4 sacred mountains.
And then of course the you followed the blue tones.
Yeah,
of course, with the
high school colors. Yeah, so we
school.
followed the blue tones.
Yeah, well, that was just an extraordinary thing that you were able to do for him. Is this typical that many pieces of art are as giving honor to a generation or an accomplishment?
Yeah, a lot of things that were created we create, you want to give it to somebody versus, you know, just selling. So we just, it's more of an honor to give it to somebody and have them carry it down and pass it on to the next generation.
What was that, Wayne, that you were holding?
This is what she's doing
This is
right
what
now.
I'm doing now. So for
It's
Christmas
Oh
adorable.
time.
my goodness. And so there you're making a little net of beads.
Yeah. So this is just the Christmas ornament that I'm doing.
I love it. I that would be a real treasure to receive one of those. I am sure. What an interesting piece. And
Thank you.
and I want to talk to Wayne a little bit. I had this picture of your butterflies up, and this was one that you won some award on this piece, did you not?
Yes, we did.
And you told us about the butterflies. There is so much symbolism in there. Give us the précis of what's going on.
Basically, harmony. You see that Colorado is a plains native state, right? That's what I'm doing, right? This one right behind you with the blue one. The one, it's a metamorphosis painting, okay? The shapes of the tops of the teepees gave me the idea of butterflies. They look like butterflies to me. So, you know, all these butterflies that you see in it are North American butterflies. So it's a metamorphosis, just free, you know, better butterflies are. So that's what that is, color, motion as it is, right? Contemporary. And then the symbols in the teepees are also this one you have, you know, all the symbols of the plains natives. That's what that is. Okay. Now, anything else you want to question about these? The horses, the butterflies, you know, they're all in all in one piece. That's what that is. That was the whole idea. So, okay.
Well, you can see literally how the butterflies emerge from the teepees. And so they are spirits of themselves. And then all of a sudden they are released into the firmament.
Right.
Did I understand that you researched each and every butterfly that
yes.
is indigenous to our Western heritage here?
Yeah, actually, I did. I made sure the butterflies were from the North America, mainly Colorado. That's where we are. So that was the idea. That was the idea. It's not just butterflies. They are from indigenous to our area. You know, Colorado, the North American. Okay. That so that's it basically. That's
To me, this is one of my favorite pieces of yours because you speak so much of the lines, but this is not Mondrian, this is not Braque, this is not Cubism. It is so much more. Those butterflies actually fly out of the teepees visually and they exit into the firmament. And it is a most extraordinary thing. You talk about the lines and yet the movement. So the still life, but it is very much living. Just as on the other side over here, your fire as in, oh my goodness, that fire burns and crackles with the undulating smoke.
Yeah, right. The with shades in it. That one there, a study of the fire. That's what I was doing. You know, I wanted to create the fire, and then that came to mind. It is an actual place. The background, it's over by Gallup. New Mexico. That's the Red Rocks along I-40. Actually, that's where
Yeah.
it's an actual place. But the ceremony put out of the fire, it was movement, right? With the spirit coming out of it, with the Yei dancing in the background and the hogans in the background. Nighttime visuals, contemporary. It's a drawing, okay? Color pencils, that's what that was.
Interesting. It's
It's a-
interesting, the wisps of the smoke from the fire that climb up and reach into the heavens, reach the stars up there, and then combined with the Yebiche, my understanding is that the Yebiche represent the gods that are more of the cosmos as opposed to the earthly beings.
Yes.
How about that? If you can talk about that a little.
It is a spiritual. When I did the fire, the spiritual Yei, which came with the dancers coming out of the smoke in the fire. That's what that was, Okay.
To me, the fire is a welcoming thing, welcoming the spirits of the ancestors and the past, as well as welcoming those of the community to come and share. Is that similar to what we would expect in your traditions?
Yes, it is. It's carrying a rattle and holding the moon. I think that's what that is too. The rattle for the sing and the moon during the night. I think that's what that is. So during the night. So, and yeah, the whole God, like I said, it's an actual place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's the best part, is that you're bringing your experience into it. It's not, as Leslie was talking about how she did the beadwork on the graduation cap, that bringing the place, but bringing the spirit, bringing who it is, and all of these threads coming together makes a weave that is quite extraordinary, which means right now I need to ask about that weave into the next generation. So we've gone back to grandpa,
Yep.
but now what about the young people?
So I actually have my oldest daughter here. Her name, she's a fantastic artist. Not so traditional, but in a different sense. So, but I'm going to go ahead and let her speak.
Totally different.
You froze up a little bit, so we missed your name.
Oh, hi. My name's Angelica. I mainly go by the username Niflheim Arts online. So I have quite a big following.
Oh, nice.
Something totally different.
Talk about your art practices.
Pretty much like I've been doing this ever since I could pick up a pencil. Had a lot of family and friends like pretty much encourage me to keep going. Sorry, ever since I was younger. So a lot of influence from like my grandpa and my mom, but also like from like my dad as well. So mainly do a lot of I do some traditional like art pieces, mainly like on paper through like alcohol markers, like the Copic markers, but I mainly switched to like digital.
And so is this two-dimensional art primarily that you do, Angelica?
Yeah.
And what are your themes?
They're mainly like portraits. I wouldn't say like portraits of like real people, just mainly like of like my own original characters, because I do have some stories that I work on, and also I do a lot of like fan art of like because I'm really big into the anime stuff. Do a lot of fan art of series that I'm really into, and I also take like commissions from people that want like certain pieces drawn either from like their original characters or like their Dungeons and Dragons characters to like some of their favorite series.
Mhm.
And,
Do you have
and
a
so
website? Do you have a website, Angelica?
I do, yeah. I mainly post on Instagram, Twitter, and I am on TikTok as well. All on the username Niflheim_arts. It's spelled NILFHEIM_arts ARTAS.
and when was it, you said that you have done art since you were able to pick up a pencil.
Mhm.
Was it just everybody in the family does this and it was like it was just what you did?
I would think so. Yeah, I mean, from what I've heard and whatnot, including like with I think dad also did the same thing too.
Natural thing.
So, because even like on my dad's side of the family, they all are artistic on their own side. They're all they all make jewelry and whatnot.
So it's really everybody has something a little different media, a little different take on this. And where you have several different heritages that you have drawn on, and then the anime thing, which of course is originally Oriental, I guess. So you're quite a combination of stylings.
Yeah. Yeah. I try to pull from everything, and like I even like in high school I got really deep into the what is it, the hatching, where it's like the line arts and whatnot, almost like old Victorian like paper pieces, like how they would do like the illustrations in like newspapers and whatnot. So I really delve into like, I'm very much a big historian as well. I like learning history, so like I take a lot from like the Rococo and also a lot from like the Victorian era and whatnot. So
that's really interesting. Is this your profession as well, or do you do something else for daily business?
I pretty much say that art is kind of like my second business because, like I said, I have a huge following online. It mainly gained popularity during the pandemic through TikTok, but currently right now I just work as a front desk concierge for an apartment complex here in downtown Denver.
Mm-hmm.
Aha. And so that means you are brought up against all sorts of different people. And so that adds even more context and texture to these imaginary or inspirational things that you might do. Sounds ideal.
Yeah, and I am going to be in a couple of in the anime community we call them fanzines, which are kind of like magazines meant for like artists or like writers and whatnot, where they pick like a fan base from like an anime show. Like currently, one that I'm in is called Trigun, and I'm in 2 of the fanzines for those as well, and they're still in productions right now. And those
That's extraordinary.
That's really interesting because so I have a couple of questions just listening to all of this. I have a background in teaching, and I taught for many years, and one of the things that came about with the whole influx of anime is perhaps inadvertently, but that's a huge benefit to people who struggle with language and reading because it's so visual. And so I just want to sort of give you a shout out for contributing to that genre and what that means in terms of literacy for all people, because I think that's awesome that you're contributing in that way. And I'm also wondering if you connect with other contemporary, younger, indigenous artists, and if you get pushback from the more traditional art indigenous artists If you feel like you're kind of pushing the lines of what the voice is that's coming out.
I have connected with a lot of like younger artists, like both in like the native community, but also like in the outskirts, because I did used to work for Barnes and Noble, and like I've
Oh.
met a bunch of elderly like native men, mainly like they were like veterans that would come in, and
Mhm.
like they were really surprised that I did art digitally, and I never received any like backlash from it,
Mhm.
even from the older people. So
Yeah, that's good.
Well,
Shows
I
an
like
open.
it. It's evolving because
Yeah.
that speaks to our theme of generations. As much as we call upon the past ages, we evolve, we change, we add things. There are new spirits, new ideas coming in, and now the young people in your family, the little ones, tell me about how you see, as now the almost a generation older than they are, how you see their inspiration and what happens when they start to pick up a paintbrush or a pencil.
Oh, honestly, I like seeing them draw, because like they'll just oh, they're right over here. They'll come up to me and like they'll show me like pieces of artwork that they've drawn or like sketched.
Hi.
Hi.
Allison and Kevin Jr. They've always drawn and whatnot. They see me draw a lot, and like I think just like the inspiration, I guess, is what really gets them. So
Kevin, what's your favorite? Your favorite medium?
What do you
like to
like?
draw?
What do you like to do most? What do you like to do?
What's your favorite thing to draw? Like video game, like
Something like that?
a
Oh,
half,
wow.
like 4.5.
That's extraordinary.
That's awesome. Can you tell us what that is? What does that mean to you?
I have watched one like the videos of like the melt and the normal one. So I did one too.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried with this character called Huggy Wuggy.
She is from hers.
it's a video game character.
It's from a whole game.
She's
That's
backwards.
very contemporary, and extraordinary lines and color.
That's what I was gonna say too. It's got the
I
line.
I am
Okay,
building
Allison, your turn. Tell us about what you like to do best.
I like to draw like humans, like different type of clothes stuff.
Aha. And
She's very much like me in a sense.
Like fashion.
Yeah,
Clothing?
yeah.
Like see your picture.
But
have you ever done any collages, cutting things out and pasting them back together in different layers?
Yes, you have,
Only at my school, because I don't know we have some place like that.
yeah? Yes, you have.
And what of Grandpa's do you like best? What of his pieces?
I have no idea. I've seen like this one like you can hang on a tree. I like the butterfly one. Me too. I
Well,
like
the butterfly one is good.
I have
like
another one that I'll show you. And we'll see if you ever paint on or draw on wood. That looks like it's drawn on wood, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It looks like it's drawn on wood.
It is wood.
Yeah. Do you ever
How do
draw
you make
other
the
things
paint
like
stick?
paper?
Yeah, you see like two pictures behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. And I've got another one that I wanted to show here. Let's see if I can find that. Yeah. Here's some very traditional things. Are these actual places too? What do you think?
Yes.
Yes.
Taos.
That's Taos. Okay. Well, that's nice because we're in Taos, aren't we? At the museum. So we recognize the Pueblo and the Red Willow people. Have you been there often?
No.
No. We have not.
They haven't been to Taos yet, the little ones.
That's Pueblo.
Oh,
I-
okay.
Aha. So you have a treat waiting for you.
You have to come to
go-
town, and I will take you all around the museum. Does
That
sound
is a good
exciting?
deal.
But we do art projects here too, so it's fun. It's
I want
fun.
to see you plug this. Padre. Or that. Get your foot out there.
All right. And so are the two of you planning on being artists as your career?
Yes.
Definitely. I like that. You have a lot to offer, and we want to learn from you too, as much as you learn from us and mom and grandma and grandpa and great grandpa. Is great grandpa still alive?
No.
No. No, he has passed on to the next world. Very good. And does anybody else do beadwork like Miss Leslie?
No, none of us picked it up.
So she is a unique person. And that, of course, is what artists are supposed to be, is each one unique. And to see all these different ages,
Mhm.
and everybody has something just a bit different. This is totally cool. Angelica, do you have, by chance, one of your drawings nearby that you can show us?
My tablet's in the dining room. Actually, I do this yearly thing in October. It originally, I stemmed it from Inktober, which is like every single day in October, you draw a certain like word or prompt and interpret it. But I do a lot. I do like a more darker side.
Mhm.
Right, let me just see what I have. That's not anything like it. That's like age appropriate. Because I delve into a lot of things. Oh God.
As you're looking, can you
I'm
tell us
gonna-
where you learned your anime styling?
I've been watching anime since pretty much I was like 3 years old. Mainly because of my cousin on my step family side who would, whenever they would babysit me, would put on like Sailor Moon and whatnot as like a background thing for all of us to watch. And ever since then, like it just kind of just popped up in as a reoccurring thing. And then I didn't fully get back into it until 5th grade because of a childhood friend's brother. And then ever since then, it just kind of stuck with me. But
Better than cartoons.
Yeah, I do watch cartoons as well. I pretty much watch everything and anything.
Yeah, blue.
But this one piece I did was a fan art piece that I kind of recreated from a oh God, I don't know where that.
Oh, okay. That's very nice, Angelica. I have we have a high school collaboration at the museum, and I see that's a similar style. So I'm recognizing sort of the characterization and
Well,
that.
that's a lot to learn on
Yeah.
on the digital hand in the
Mhm.
computer. The shapes, the drawing of it. This is by no means a simple thing that you have learned literally by watching and experimenting.
Yeah, This one is mainly just an original character of mine from the story I've been working on.
Mhm.
So don't know if it's
Well, the detail, go to your right a bit, I think, and down just a bit. Yeah, the detail of the hair is quite extraordinary.
So Sarah, I'm putting up my hand for a moment. I'm going to pause for a moment. Thank you for sharing that. And I also want to thank Allison and Kevin. And I want to read what's in the chat because this is recorded, and so for future audiences, Mimi has said to everyone, thank you all for sharing about your art. It isn't always easy to talk about what your process is and why, and it sounds like all the support from family has been key to your art practices. So thank you. And I want to just say that anyone is welcome to put questions in the chat and we will share them verbally for future audiences as well. And so yeah, I apologize for interrupting. I would like to say to our audiences, Zoom is a little bit weird these days, and sometimes there is a time lapse, and so Sarah and I end up talking on top of each other, and so apologies for that. Right, Sarah?
Yeah, we actually we do that anyway.
I know.
So perhaps the technology isn't so far wrong.
I
We
know.
finish each other's sentences and get so enthusiastic about our guests and the art that we just talk all over. But I think that this has been absolutely wonderful. May we thank you all, Wayne and Leslie and Angelica and
Bye.
Allison and Kevin. And may we say we wish you the very best and thank you for being a fabulous family and sharing your wonderful things. And you've got it sounded like you have something you want to say to us to end.
Oh yeah, so we just definitely want to thank you and for allowing us to come on and talk about our generational art in our family. Definitely comes from our father's side, my father's side. But we definitely will be here to answer any questions, and you can reach out to us. Our email address is Beyale, Beyale @yahoo.com. You're more than welcome to reach us and ask any questions you like. We definitely like to talk to people and we definitely like to teach people or just give them information about our heritage and our tribe and just the different things that we do as a family.
I know we'll have many more things and opportunities in the future. So again, heartfelt thanks. And I send a giant virtual hug to everybody.
And I would like to thank you, Sarah, for being here and moderating, and also for introducing me to Leslie and Wayne and the family. And I really appreciate having this conversation and the openness and your sharing of your arts practices and some of your cultural stories. And also, I just need to say that the museum is open 7 days a week, 10 to 5 until November. November, we close on Wednesdays. We are just going to have an opening on Saturday, October 14th of a new exhibition, New Mexico Artists Around the Kitchen Table, that's featuring over 20 New Mexican artists. And again, a theme of sharing traditions and practices and learning culture through the arts with that. And I think that's about it. So thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Sarah, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wayne.